box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? What's in the box?
I think
What's in the box?
we get copyrighted.
We haven't got copyrighted by any of the other shit that we've done. I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's gonna be the one.
Anyway, this is What's in the Box with Zach and Cheryl.
And Cheryl. This is Cheryl.
I'm Zach.
This is What's in the Box.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Woo!
For everybody.
Gang.
It's March. Patrick, gang. Gang, Patrick.
No, I'm Patrick.
I'm Patrick. I'm not St. Patrick. I'm just Patrick. Anyway, so how's it going?
Life's lifing.
Life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
So you had an idea to talk about.
Yeah, I was just gonna kind of like, I don't know why I thought of it.
Because you're doing it?
Yeah, because it's happening right now. Right as we speak.
Yeah.
I
have another thing if you want to talk about that first.
What's that?
So you can gather your thoughts.
What's that? I had my thoughts gathered until I got home, and
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's part of it.
I was gonna kind of tie in sort of to what you're talking about, but I was gonna say, how do you feel about like having friends, cultivating friends, relationship with your friends over time, like when you were younger or even when you were a younger adult to now? Like, are you satisfied with the relationships that you have, or are there parts that you wish like would go back to how you had friends when you were younger, or like
That's a trick question. You know the answer.
Are the meaning? Well, not really, because like there are things like I kind of know your answer, but mainly I'm asking like, are you okay with not having the same relationships with friends you did like years ago? Because like your outlook on friendships and the way that I know this is gonna sound a certain way, but like the way you use friendships and the way like is different than it was.
Yeah.
So like friends you may have had like years ago, like are you okay not having that same relationship that you would have?
I don't know. I'm happy with the friendships I have now. They're people that I know I can trust, know that care about me. But obviously there is a lot of me that misses like the camaraderie of the kind of relationships that I had when I was younger. Like I miss having a friend that just shows up. I miss having a friend that I can just show up. That
Do you think that is different because we become adults, or do you think that those relationships were always going to? I know it's a more thinking question, but like, do you think those relationships were always going to pull apart from you, or it just happened because like adult things happen? Like, because obviously when you have like friendships in high school, it's a lot easier to have that. It's a lot easier to have not only that like I'm gonna show up whenever and we're gonna hang out, or whatever, but you're not doing anything else. Like for the most part, you only have a job, a part-time job maybe, that you have to work around, or in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like as an adult, you get kids, you get a job, you get car payments, you get like
I don't know, because
like
I've had
that.
relationships as an adult with people that were like that. Like I've had the I'm just gonna show up, or you're just gonna show up and we're just gonna hang out, with people who've had kids too. So it's not just like
Well, they can show up because they don't have anything to do.
Yeah, it's not like I have this friendship and they're just showing up because they don't have kids or anything to do. Like I've had relationships with other parents that like we just spent a lot of our time in each other's houses.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had relationships with people that weren't parents that we just spent a lot of time in each other's houses.
But do you crave that same relationship now in your life, or is it kind of just like a looking back on it like that was nice that I had that,
No, I crave
but
it.
like I'm okay with like
No, I crave it. I
what I
wish,
have now?
yeah. And I've told you that before, that I wish that I had that person that I could just be like, and like, it's not like those friendships went away because of whatever reason. Like, most of those friendships that I had went away because I moved across country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the one friendship I made here that was like that, we did have a falling out.
Mm-hmm.
But, um, and I think part of that kind of just jaded me
To trying again?
to, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it felt like it came so easily with the people that I had when I lived in Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
and it came so easily with the last person I had that relationship with here, and that every other relationship I've had since then, I feel like I've had to put so much work into that it's just like I just don't have the energy to put that kind of work in to like cultivate that kind of relationship with
But
someone.
there's still
Like,
to some degree there's still a like barrier up of
oh, there is for sure.
although you're putting in the effort, and although like you're not in a sense um like putting it on them of like, well, they're just gonna fucking hurt me, so like what's the point? Like you are making effort, you are trying, but there's still like that barrier of like kind of like this doesn't feel the same, so I'm not gonna treat it the same, if that makes sense. Like you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like in your brain, there's still a like, well, this isn't as easy as the last one, and if it gets close to being that easy, the pain from the last one is like, well, don't do that because like the last time.
yeah,
So like you kind of steer away. Not that you avoid like easy friendships or relationships, but there's still that barrier of when in times that it does become that
well,
way,
there's a boundary of like,
like your brain just goes like, well,
yeah,
don't do that.
yeah,
Yeah. Cuz like I've even seen it with you with like friends that we've had for a long time, like where luckily the friends that you have
I'm
now
not saying it's anyone else's
under
fault or my friend's fault. It is my
no,
fault.
no, I'm saying no. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying like I can see it in you that like even those friendships, which are very understanding and very understanding of very understanding of like you not reaching out all the time and like you
Yeah,
like for weeks or months on end like not talking and then all of a sudden being like, hey, I still like you, but like they're really understanding about that, but like I can see it in you that even when those relationships become like you said, like become like start moving in the showing up without asking or like inviting you to all the things and not just the
yeah,
things that you're interested in, like when those things start happening there is something in you that kind of, I don't know if it's intentional or if you even think about it, but
probably not.
there are times where like you steer away from that, like when it becomes too easy, like there'll be an excuse or something will happen or like I can't go or whatever to kind of deter that, and then you're back in the reaching out like every
Yeah.
couple of weeks or whatever. And so I was just I was mainly asking because I was wondering if it is like a subconscious thing, like it's just a defense mechanism, or if you've ever thought of like what kind of relation, like friendship relationships, like you want
Well, I
in your
think about
life.
it, but I think it is subconscious to the point where like I don't realize that I do it. Like I don't I don't know. I don't realize that I'm not reaching out. I don't realize that I'm not, and like it does take effort for me to be like, for me to message you, that takes a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you would message me first, it takes a lot of effort for me to message you back. And
It
it's
takes a
not,
lot of effort for you to just talk to me, and I live here.
yeah, and it's not because I don't like you. I do like you. I like you so much that I'm using that effort to message you back
Yeah.
or to message you at all. And so, like, it's hard to explain that to people that don't understand that, like, the fact that I reach out at all to you means I like you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, otherwise, you, I wouldn't. Like, like, even if I only reach out once a year or every couple years or whatever, you cross my mind. Like,
There's
you are there. Like, you are a person that is important in my life. Otherwise, it wouldn't be like,
and that's an understanding that, and not that you're doing this with making that statement, but I'm saying like for most people, and that's an understanding that we kind of push on the other people that they understand that.
yeah,
If that makes sense. Like we want them to understand that like, no, I care about you because I'm doing this action.
yeah,
Like we expect those actions to be seen as like, oh, they're making this effort or they're doing
yeah.
this, and
But it
we're
sucks because I get it. Like, I get that, like, oh, you haven't bothered talking to me in a year, but
yeah.
now you want to be buddy buddy. Like,
But also like, but that's why I was going to say that is because I think it becomes a lot easier. And I'm not saying it's easy, but at least for me personally, it becomes easier when you cement that in you, and you're not intentionally looking for them to understand. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like there, and there are other examples, but like there are things that I started doing even in high school that, like if I, and you know this, like if I had a dream about somebody or whatever, like I would message them and be like, hey, are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like something like that. And there are times it is out of nowhere. There are times that it is like I haven't talked to you in a while
yeah.
or whatever. But I cemented that in me that it didn't matter what their response was. That like this was a thing for me, and this
See, and
is
I'm too
like,
much of a people pleaser. Like, my mind is constantly so much into, like, what are they going to think about that? What is their thought? Like, and I expect these certain thoughts to come from them that I don't know what their real thought
mm-hmm.
is. It's just what has been embedded in me. So it's like, oh, they're just going to look at this message and be like, what the fuck, Cheryl? And it's like,
well even
part of me is like, okay, well, then don't send it because,
well even something as simple as like, and this is a different example, but me and you have talked about things like this over the years, is that like even something as simple as like the snowstorm happened and being like, hey, how you guys doing?
yeah,
Like we're expecting there, a people pleasing person like you is expecting a response of whatever answer to the question, and then how are you guys also, like as like an acknowledgement of like we're doing this, or to some degree
well, just, yeah, just like an
like not a thumbs
open
up,
end
like
conversation. Yes.
yeah.
Open ending the conversation to where, like, if I was feeling like, if I did want to continue the conversation, it's open on that end to where I could. And it's not just like, we're fine, closed
I also
door,
I also
or
had
thumbs up, or,
I also had this thought when you were saying this before, but because we've never really talked about like this part of it, but like, do you feel bad for the people you don't message? Like
yeah,
for that example, like for the snowstorm, like if you message like three people because they were on your brain at that point, because that's how your brain works,
yeah.
because they were on your brain at that point, and you message them and you're like, hey, how you guys doing? You know, that shit was crazy, whatever the case is. Do you feel bad later that you didn't text other people or you didn't message other people?
Only if it comes up or if I thought about it
But not for
after.
but not for like you personally. Like you're not like, for example, like if you message like, I don't know, my dad, Tina, and Brooke.
I
Like, do you, and they respond, and you get like your response for those. Do you sit later and be like, oh, I didn't message this person, or I didn't message this person, or I didn't ask if this person,
See, that's the thing.
like,
I don't think of people that way. So, like, that's really hard for
I
me to
don't think of
describe.
people as things.
No, no, no. It's really hard for me to describe because I don't think of it that way. Like, when the snowstorm happened, the only person I really thought of was my dad.
Yeah.
So, like, did I have these conversations with other people? Yes. But part of that was like an exchange. It wasn't like I reached out specifically and was like, "How are you? Are you guys okay with the
Yeah.
snowstorm?" Um,
It was just a conversation
it
of like,
was
whoa, weather, huh?
yeah, and then like the conversation started somewhere else and it ended with, "Are you guys okay?" or like, "You guys keep them warm." But as far as like, I don't know, you saying that though makes me think, like, you saying it out loud,
You bringing it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
makes me think, oh man, I should have texted this person, I should have texted
Mm-hmm.
this person. But like, without you having said that,
Wouldn't have
no,
thought
it
about it.
it wouldn't have been a thought. It wouldn't have crossed my mind at all. But not because I don't care about these people or care about whether they were okay during the storm, but because there was only one person on my mind during that storm. And
That's fair.
like, I didn't think about the other people outside of that. I was only thinking about the one person. So it's like, and like my the way my brain works is it focuses all of its energy and time into such focused things,
Mm-hmm.
but like not. Like, it's hard to explain because like people are like, well, if you have ADHD, you're thinking about all these things all at once. Well, yes, but they're not. It's all trivial shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the only thing I can focus on, important wise, is the one thing that my brain is like. So, like with the snowstorm, it's like, yeah, I can play video games with you guys. I can watch TV. I can play on my phone. I can talk to you about the weather, the day. I can talk to Emma
Mm-hmm.
about whether she's going to go to work. I can, but those are all trivial things. The important thing that's stuck on my brain and hasn't left it is dad okay?
Mm-hmm.
Did they get the power back on? Is everything okay? And like, but on the other hand of it, my brain also doesn't allow me to message him all day long because it's like he doesn't care to hear from me. Like, he doesn't.
Or don't bother him, or
Yeah,
he he
don't
has
keep
a
texting them
yeah,
because then their phone might die,
yeah.
and then they don't have power to charge their
Mm-hmm.
phones, and like, so it's like my brain doesn't allow me to fix that problem
Mm-hmm.
either, for me to like move on and think about other people or think about outside things or think about anything else. And it's, yeah,
I
it's hard to explain.
do you, no, that's a
It is really hard to explain.
no, that's a good explanation, because I was gonna ask, like, because of how your brain works, and to some degree, I mean, I have this with other things, but especially with friendships, like, do you, like, you just said that you wouldn't think about like who you didn't message
I wouldn't have thought about
outside of
it if
outside of
unless
like
it was brought up.
yeah, but do you think of, when it comes to friendships or even like significant people, I shouldn't just say just friendships, but relationships close to you, do you think of all the things that you're impacting in that? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, let's say, like, somebody invites you to do something,
Uh huh.
and obviously, like, we've talked about, like, you going back and forth of like, I really want to go do this, but I don't want them to think that I don't like them, but I'm not feeling like going today, but I also don't want to hurt their feelings that like they invited me to something and I'm saying no, like that part of it. But do you think about like, um I guess, like, what they're thinking about you outside of like seeing them in person ever?
Yeah, all the time.
Like, um
Like, matter of fact, when I'm not with you is when I think you think the worst things about me.
but does that, is that like,
Like,
is
if I'm
it
in the same room with someone that, like, okay, for example, Tina and Barb.
mm-hmm,
When I'm in the same room as Tina and Barb, I feel their love for me.
mm-hmm,
I know they care about me. I know they love me. I don't question that one little bit. But when we haven't seen each other for even a week
mm-hmm.
and they invite me to something, my brain immediately goes, did they actually want me there or are they just inviting me to be nice? And And I know that's stupid because I know they care about me. I know they want me there. I know that if they're inviting me, they want me there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I can't help it. It's not like, and so it's even deeper than that sometimes. It's like, and the longer time I go without seeing someone, which is shitty to say at, it's shitty on my part to say this because I do this to people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how can I have these thoughts when I know that the length of time that I haven't talked to them doesn't change how I feel about them?
Mm-hmm.
But yet, the longer it goes that we haven't communicated, the more I think you fucking hate me.
Well, it's easy.
And it's not because you're not talking to me, it's just because it's not in my face that you love me. It's not in my face that you care about
Well,
me. So my brain is like, oh, they don't love you, they don't care, they don't
well,
like
also,
you.
I would assume that there's so much of you, and I mean, I have this too, to a degree, but there's so much of you that you think on a regular basis and sometimes obsess about that people shouldn't like about you.
Oh yeah, I'm
That
very
like,
like self-deprecating.
yeah, that like the length of time that you're able to think of all the things that they should
And
not
not
like you
hear
for,
them say I love you.
yeah,
It
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 just creates it somewhat cements it in of like,
for
well,
sure.
I've been spending this length of time like thinking about all the reasons why they shouldn't want me around,
For
so they
sure.
obviously have been spending this
And
amount of time.
it has ruined relationships. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say it hasn't. And I have to work incredibly hard to not let it ruin relationships. Like I've had to work really hard to not let it ruin my relationship with Tina and Barb.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like I know better. Like I have to tell myself, you know better. Like when they do invite me to something after like a couple months of not talking, I force myself to go
Mm-hmm.
because I know for a fact that when I go, I'm gonna feel good,
Mm-hmm.
and when I come home, I'm gonna feel great.
Mm-hmm.
And all those stupid thoughts I'm having before I leave are just nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take away from the fact that those are painful thoughts, though, and it is like continuous trauma almost of like going through this process. And so I'm not gonna lie and say it hasn't ruined
Mm-hmm.
relationships. And I do have like an avoidance, and it's kind of what I was going to talk about before is like my avoidance disorder plays a part in this too. Is like if you bring up the fact that we don't talk, or if you bring up the fact that you're upset that we haven't communicated in a long time, my defiance disorder cannot handle that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, and this is really shitty of me, and this is something that I also have to work on, but it has ruined relationships where someone's like, we haven't talked in months and I really miss you and I'm kind of upset that we haven't talked, and I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, let's hang out. We hang out that one day, and then I don't ever talk to you again.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't, it's not because I don't want to, it's because I just hung out with you, and so my brain is like, we did the thing, we did it,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're going to have our little space of like a week or two that we don't talk because we don't talk to anybody after we socialize.
Mm-hmm.
And then my body is like, my brain and body, it is a body feeling too. It's not just my brain, it's like an entire body feeling of like, I can't text them. They're mad at me. I haven't texted them in a week. They're mad at me. And now I can't text you because you're mad at me. And
Because you're gonna be mad at me like you were before when you brought up
yeah, like I
the
haven't
fact.
made this better. I
Yeah.
haven't continued to
Mm-hmm.
communicate with you. So now you're going to be even more mad with me. And even if you're not mad with me, my brain is like, you're mad with me. I'm avoiding that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's something that like with some relationships, like obviously I have fought through and like continue to keep those relationships. And sadly there are relationships out there that have completely ended of a because of conversation like that. And what's really sad about it is like this is embedded in me since I was a child. Like this isn't new behavior. This isn't adult behavior. I've been going through this since I was a kid. When we moved from Wisconsin to Nevada, I would go like months at a time without calling the family I had here because I don't think of it. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't come to my mind. It's not in the forefront. It's not that I didn't think about them all the time. It's not that they weren't on my mind or I didn't want to talk to them. It just wasn't there like to call them. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't like
Well, and again, going back to what I was saying about the friendship thing, like life happens. Like it's
yeah,
easy. Like again, like for example, like with when me and my siblings lived in the same house, it was easy to have that relationship and like think of each other and like
yeah,
think of like because we're there.
yeah,
But like when life is happening, especially in different states, like you're not really thinking of like an entire life back there that
yeah,
happened
yeah. And I had an
or
uncle
is
that
happening.
every time I would call them
Mm-hmm.
and would reach out, I got almost reprimanded in a way of like, or at least that's how it felt as a kid to me, of like, you don't call me enough, you need to call more often,
Mm-hmm.
we want to hear from you, we miss you, like you really need to call more often, you need to pick up the phone more often. And as an adult I look back at that and I'm like, okay, but you were the adult,
Mm-hmm.
so like call
But
me.
but also to
Like,
yes, you're right.
but this adult also had ADHD.
but also to compound on that. But that's what I was gonna say. But also like the heart of it was still it was still in that like, hey, I miss you. No
Yeah,
matter what, like
but
how it came out,
my avoidance disorder took that
took
and
the
was
negative
like,
end of that.
and for sure was like, um oh, I haven't called him in like a month, he's next time I call him he's gonna berate me again, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to fucking sit through that. Like, I just want to call and have a conversation and not have to listen to how I haven't called in a month. And so,
I
my defiance disorder, I don't want to call it defiance disorder because, okay, so ODD is a defiance disorder where it's mostly in childhood,
mm-hmm.
where it's like a psychological disorder that causes them to defy everything.
Mm-hmm.
They can't listen to authority. They can't, and and so it's hard for me to call what I have defiance disorder necessarily, because it's not that I can't listen to authority. It's not that I can't do what I'm told.
It's more of a mental thing of like your
It's like a
brain.
block.
Yeah,
And it's not to the point where I lie. Like ODD, those people, like, they constantly lie. They they can't. I would say Emma is probably closer on the end of the ODD spectrum
yeah,
than I am. um, where it's like even small things they can't just tell the truth about, like
yeah.
things that they know they're not going to get in trouble for, they still can't tell the truth about
Because it's just
because you're
it's
the
just
authoritarian and they just can't handle that.
what I was gonna say, and it's just the simple avoidance of what may happen.
Yeah.
That I want to go. Sorry,
No, it's okay.
if you'll remember, I want to go. I want to go back to your like brain on like avoiding friendship, like spending time with people and like thinking about like what they're thinking outside of that space.
Yeah.
Do you because this is something that like I and me and you have kind of talked about this, but this is something that like I have a lot is like thinking of like obsessively thinking about what other people, not so much what other people are thinking of me, but what other people are thinking in a way, if that
What do
makes
you
sense.
mean, like thinking like
Like
what?
like like how I park the car or how I park the truck. Like the girls are going to go outside and be like, "Oh, it's not over enough, so now I have to go over this," or like you being like, "I could have parked the truck better," or I'm covering one part of the gravel more than the other and making a hole, which is going to be an issue later, or like things like not so much what other people are thinking of me, but what other people are thinking about things around me, or like
Things that you
I
don't.
haven't slept, so I need to take a nap. But are people going to be upset that I'm taking a nap, or are people going to be upset that I didn't make food before I took a nap, or didn't go do this, or like things like that? Like
Yeah.
and it's not just in the house, like it's all the time with everybody that I have
I
around me.
don't.
So do you? What I was going to say is, I know that you have that when you're not with people, but do you have that in a daily life sort of situation where like you're thinking about other people's thoughts in conjunction with what
See, and
you're
this is the
doing.
funny part for me personally because, like, okay, with you, it doesn't really go through my mind as much. Like,
I don't care what you think.
no, and it's not that I don't care. That's the funny part to me is because I do care what you think. But I think it's because in my head, I just assume that you're just gonna say what you think, that I don't have to worry about it.
That's true.
Whereas like everywhere else, like if I go park at the gas station and I'm a little crooked,
Yeah.
is everyone else, including the gas station attendant, including the person in the fucking bathroom,
Or
is
security watching
everyone
the.
else
Yeah.
gonna look at the way I park my truck and be like, this fucking bitch,
Mm-hmm.
like she can't even park a truck. Why does she drive a truck?
Yeah.
Like it's the voices, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that are telling me like, oh, you fucked up. Oh, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you look like shit. Oh, you didn't wear a bra. Everyone's gonna notice you're not wearing a bra. Like,
That's what I was gonna say.
whereas
Is that a
like
constant thing? Like I said, like mine's not just in the household. Like mine is constant.
yeah,
Like at everybody.
outside of the household, yes, it's constant, constant, constant. Like it doesn't matter what I could walk out on my front porch just an inch and walk back in, and I'm thinking that my neighbors are thinking, "What the fuck is she doing?"
Does
Like
that does that impact like how you do things, or does that just kind of, I don't want to keep saying the word cement it in, but does,
I
or like push into your avoidance?
I
Like,
try so hard not to let it impact me because it does. There are times where I'm like, I don't even want to go outside. And it's not because of whatever, it's because I just don't want to hear the fucking voices right now.
mm-hmm,
Like, I don't want to go outside and listen to people.
mm-hmm.
And it's not even people, it's just my
Okay,
own
Charles
brain. Like, you know what I
Xavier.
mean? Like, I don't. That's how it feels, though. It feels like I'm just like taking on
Constantly.
everyone
Yeah.
else's thoughts, and it's like that's not. It's me. It's all me. It's all my brain and my thoughts. They have these people don't give a fuck what I do or who I am. They don't care.
Or know who you
Yeah, like
are.
or care how I parked or care how I because I don't park like absolute trash. It's not like I'm parking over the line.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the people don't give a shit. My neighbors don't fucking care if I walk out onto my porch, you know, like but
Is there a time that ever like shuts off? Because like because
yeah, when I'm home alone.
well, that's why I was asking, because like I was saying, like, even, and there are other examples, but like for me, like that never stops. Like there's never a time, no matter what is going on, there's never a time where my brain is not thinking or trying to convince me of what other people are actually thinking and not saying out loud. Not one, except for me sleeping. And even then, I have very vivid dreams. So even then, it just comes out in dreams of it actually
I
happening.
don't know.
Like, because, like, even, like I've said, like, even times that we've gotten alone and, like, we've been together and, like, just spending time together, no matter what you say, the entire time, and I've tried not to let it affect those situations or, like, ruin those situations, but the whole time, my brain is like, was she actually enjoying this? Well, am I laying the right way? Well, should I say something? Did I say the right thing? She breathed different. What does that mean? Like, does she think, like, it's constant all the time, my entire life? And so, like, I was
No, you
asking, is
don't need to
there
go to
ever?
therapy at all.
I didn't say I didn't. I just said I'm not going to right now. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's probably not a good idea. I've said for years it's probably a good idea. But I'm saying, like, for you, because you have, like, probably, maybe because we haven't really, like, in depthly talked about it, but maybe in the same way, but, like, because you have aspects of that, is there a time where that is not
Yeah,
happening?
anytime I'm hyper focused on literally anything.
So, like, if you have something that, like a video game or like crocheting or like things like
Yeah.
that, that doesn't happen.
No, if I'm playing a video game or I'm
Like,
crocheting,
even about
there
that
is
thing.
nothing else happening in my brain.
Like, even about that
I
thing.
can't think of anything else when I'm crocheting. I'm counting. The whole time I'm counting.
So okay, so for that example, sorry, I know you
And I
already,
don't know why I
I
can't
know you
think
already
of
said,
things while I count,
I know
but
you
I
already
can't.
said, I know you already said no, but I'm saying like even in those moments, like you're not thinking of like, did you miss? Like, is this the right color? Like, is this pattern working? Like, you're
Oh,
not,
yeah, but
but it's not like negative. It's just
well,
thinking about like just that thing. Sorry,
I
not to
mean,
make things happen.
okay. Well, I mean, because crocheting is an art,
Hmm.
so yeah, there are times where I look at the art and critique it, and I am harsh on myself with all my art. So it doesn't matter what it is. I'm gonna be like, ah, I fucked up there. That looks
But
terrible.
like, it's not like a constant
But
thing.
it's not. No, not like every stitch. I'm like, oh, that was a fucked up stitch. But there are times where like I'll be counting and I'll see a stitch that was looser than the last four, and I'm like, ugh, and I'll pull it out and I'll redo it. But it's not like
It's not
it's not like it's not the
deprecating.
voices.
Yeah.
It's not like because I've that's the thing. I don't have any voices of anyone crocheting. I don't have, you know what I mean? Like no one's ever critiqued me while I crocheted. So I
Yeah.
don't have someone else's voice sitting there going, "Ew, look at that fucking stitch."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't have that thought. Whereas like when I park, I hear my mom talking about other people's parking
Mm,
jobs
mm,
or like just random things.
yeah.
When I wear certain clothing, I hear my nana's critique on some people's clothing and their choices on what they wear.
So do you have
Or
that with?
like,
Do you have that with like obviously because we're the ones that are married, but like our relationship too? Like, do you have those things like with like just with us, not like the girls or anything? Like, do you have things like that for you because of past trauma in relationships
oh, of
too?
course. And that's something I've had to work through a lot, especially with you, but I don't know why, but you make it so much easier to not have those thoughts as often.
To
And I
not think
think
you hate me all the time.
and I think a lot of it is because you've always just been so honest and forward, or at least I think you have,
What
that
does that mean
like
to you? Sorry, because people don't live with us.
as far as I can tell, it seems that if something's on your mind or you're feeling some kind of way, you say it. And like nothing you say is negative enough to where it's like, oh, he fucking hates me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And you're always good at um um I can't think of the word, but you're always good at like explaining why something is frustrating you or like going more into depth about it than just
So it's
I'm upset that the floor is dirty. Like,
or
you know what I
like
mean?
even like
Like,
a personal thing of you of like I don't well I, there's nothing negative right now, but I'm saying like even something like me being upset of like you're wearing that sweatshirt again. Like it's not just that. It's like hey, you've been wearing that sweatshirt for like a couple days. Like
well, because
it
you
would be
do it in
nice. It
more
would
of
be
a
nice to
you do it in more of a concerning for you kind of way. You do it more in like a where okay, so in the past where if I had been in squalor for however many
good word.
days
Good word.
and just letting my depression take over and not showering, not changing my
Mm-hmm.
clothes, not doing whatever, it would be like you're fucking disgusting. You smell like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Go do something. Or just I don't want to fucking be near you because you stink. And that just like I'm not saying that everyone who says it that way means it this way, but it is like an abusive way to say that to someone. Whereas like,
And that also ties into your like avoidance
oh
part of
for
it too.
sure. It's like, well fuck you, I
Because
don't
then
give a
it's like
fuck.
you already think I'm stinky and you don't want to be by me, so why should I change that?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I obviously don't care. You don't want to be
Good.
near me
Stay on your
anyway,
side of the
so yeah,
couch. Have fun.
yeah,
Like, I don't give a fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whereas like you're like, hey, are you doing alright? Do you
Yeah.
need like a minute to go take a shower? Like, would you like me to watch Wyatt and hang out with the girls while you go, or would you like me to take them to go to the store
Mm-hmm.
and you can take a minute to go shower and change your clothes, um, or even just, hey, I washed some clothes for you if you need some new clothes to
Mm-hmm.
put on. Like the way you do it is like it shows me that you care about why I'm going through it, or care about the fact that I am going through something. And it's not just,
or I would say,
why the fuck do you stink?
or I would
Like, you know
say
what I
even
mean? Like,
I would say even it separates it from a personal thing to a caring thing.
yeah.
And not that I do that.
Not that it doesn't
I
bother
don't.
you, or
Not
not
that I
that it's
don't do
not
that.
bothering you, but
Well,
you do it in a way that doesn't make it feel like it's bothering you.
Well, I was gonna say not that I do it for this purpose. Like I'm tricking you into thinking that I'm thinking something that I'm not. But
Yeah.
like I would assume for you, it almost makes it seem less personal for me and more caring of you.
Yeah.
Because like the you fucking stink, are you gonna shower makes it feel like it's like it's something you need to fix to make me feel better.
Yeah.
Whereas like me being like, hey, do you need some time by yourself? Or hey, do you want to take a shower with me? Or like things like that, it makes it feel more of like a caring for your well being rather than a selfish
Where my defiance disorder is way worse with men than it is with women. So for you to make me feel like I need to fix something for you is not going to go anywhere with me.
Yeah. So like going back to your avoidance thing.
Yeah.
Does that play into, obviously it plays into like most aspects of your life, but does that play into your relationships that you have as well?
Like,
More?
what do you mean? Like with you guys, like you and the kids, or like friendships, or just in general?
Well, in general, but yeah, specifically with like people in the household, because I know like outside of that, like relationships and friendships like you have outside of that, you can kind of like because people know who you are, I guess you can kind of cultivate like, oh sorry, I just didn't talk to you, like we just didn't see each other for X amount of time. But like you really can't do that with people you live with. Like you can't be like, I didn't see you for a month, like, you know what I mean? Like they're here, like you can't avoid that. So like how is that, how does that impact your relationships in the household, and how have you like not fixed it, but like how do you work around that?
Well, it's really hard to deal with the girls because they also struggle with it. And so when we're going back and forth with each other on it, it really does, like, I have to because I am the adult.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be the one that shuts my down,
Mm-hmm.
and is like, okay, stop.
To let them,
Like,
yeah.
you're the adult here. Stop arguing with the teenager about who's gonna do what.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think, I don't know. I think when it comes to the girls, because I go through it, it's so much easier for me to have that understanding with them and be able to like talk to them about it in a more caring way than just an authoritarian, you have to go do this.
You're gonna listen to me.
It's more so of like making them understand why as a family we have to do things together. Mm-hmm. And I think part of that avoidance disorder within me came from always being like, this is what you have to do because I'm the adult and I said so. Mm-hmm. And not in a mean way, that's just how most of us were raised. I think just with my ADHD, it became a defiance disorder.
Well, especially like with people that, and again, you don't know until you know. So like our parents, I get it. And I've said this about your mom,
because not everyone
and
our
like
age has a defiance disorder. It's not.
But even like I feel like a bulk of like the neurodivergencies that like me and you talk about, I think come from that aspect of because I said so.
Yeah.
And our brain doesn't accept
that doesn't make sense
because I
to
said
me.
so.
That
I
doesn't
need
make
a
sense to
reason.
me.
I need a reason.
Yeah.
Even if it's one I don't agree with. I need a reason of why we do or do not do this thing.
Yeah.
And so like being raised with that like mental thing, and then being grown up and everything, not just from our parents, but from every adult in our life, because that's the standard that every adult was told how to deal with children, and constantly just told, like, because I said so, it triggers something in your brain of like, well, that's not good enough. So any authoritative figure, we're not going to accept what they say.
But I think that's also where I differ as far as like my parenting style too, is because like I will communicate with my kids and I'll be understanding where they come from. Like, okay, so like if we're talking about doing the dishes and I'm like, hey, I need you guys to help out with the dishes. We're really struggling here. And like, if in a normal, typical parent child relationship, it would just be like, you guys need to do the dishes. You're doing the dishes on this day, you're doing the dishes on this day. And it's like, okay, that's great.
And not to be said that we haven't tried that, because we have.
But with our family, we do have a defiance disorder. In general, the whole family does. Because if it's your day to do dishes and you see that I left dishes from my day, you're not going to do dishes.
Like, why am I doing stuff when you were supposed to do it already?
Yep. Yeah. And we all do that. We all do it to each other. Yeah. And so it's more of like a sit down with the girls and be like, hey, this is why we need to just do it. And we need to all do it. And once we all get into the pattern of doing it, it's going to be easier on all of us. And, you know, we don't want to have dirty dishes because we don't have to want to have to rinse a dish every time we want to eat. We don't want dirty dishes because we don't want bugs in our sink and bugs in our house. We don't, you know, we don't want it to smell when people come over. We don't, you know, we want people to be able to use a cup without us having to wash it first. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I get that. Like, you know, they understand that. But also, I'm understanding in the fact of like, as far as Emma has really bad eczema. We've seen it her whole life. She can't even go swimming without almost having like a chemical burn.
I was going to say her skin burning off
the next day.
Yeah.
And so it's like, for her to be like, I really don't want to have to do dishes. This really is a problem for me. Like, okay, well then let's find some other way to manage that. Maybe you can help by putting dishes away when someone else does them, or you can help by, you know, collecting the trash through the house.
Or even giving credit, like the times that she has done it. Like there have been times, like, yes, is it frustrating as a parent when your child is like, yeah, I'll do the dishes, and they get halfway through the dishes and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, can you do it? And you were already expecting
them to do it.
Those dishes to be done. Like, yes, that's frustrating. But also, I think something that we've learned over time, especially with Emma and her touch thing, is that like just giving credit that it was done at all. And I know that seems like kind of shitty of like, well, you shouldn't just be happy that your kids just did something.
That's
but like,
more than I would have ever expected of her.
But long term, though, it does instill like an appreciation of the effort, and we all are expecting that from everybody around us. So why would it be any different with children?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
we all want to, like, if I clean the whole house, I don't, like, obviously I don't expect it, but I do. It would be nice to hear you come into the house and be like, oh, the house looks nice. It'd be nice for the girls to come home and be like, wow, you did a good job, mom. Just like, and if I would like that, why wouldn't I want to give that to the person who did it too? If, you know, and I like that when my daughter cleans the upstairs and cleans her room, she wants me to come upstairs and look at it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, a part of me is like, I don't want to fucking walk up the stairs. I get it. You cleaned. Good job. But, like, a part of me is also like, go upstairs and tell her she did a good job.
Yeah, because you're reaffirming that, like, yeah, you did the thing.
Yeah, it looks great. Thank you. It looks good up here.
It's like if you were to, and I know this is like a more extreme version of that, but it would be like if you were to like paint something for somebody and they just looked at it and went, yeah, you did a painting, that's cool. Yeah. Like, rather than being like, oh, why did you choose these colors, or why did you, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in your in your defiance or avoidance, whichever part, um, as far as like the girls being, it's kind of like you kind of shutting that down in yourself of like, okay,
I have
I'll
to
be the one to like
choose.
lay on the sword so that
Yeah, I
they
have to
can get it up.
choose to be the bigger person quite often. Whereas, like, my defiance order doesn't want to do that. It
Mm-hmm.
wants to sit on the couch and be like, well, no, you're not going to do it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to do it. Like, it's, or, and it's deeper than that, too. It's even like a point of like, if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the dishes today, and you have it too,
Mm-hmm.
you can say whatever you want, but I've seen it in you.
No,
Like,
I didn't say I didn't.
if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, we're going to do the dishes today,
Yeah.
sometimes my defiance order is so bad that the fact that I told myself we're going to do
Mm-hmm.
that
You're not going to.
means we're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not going to listen to myself either.
Yeah. Because I want to just do it.
Or
I don't want to have to be told. Yeah.
Or the big one, and this is what I struggled with as a teenager with my parent, with my mom and my stepdad a lot, is where like I would be like, okay, we're gonna do the dishes today, and I knew we were gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was getting ready, like I'm eating breakfast, I'm getting ready to head into the kitchen right now,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom walks in and goes, "Are you gonna do the dishes today?" Not now.
Mm-hmm.
Not now.
Yeah.
Yeah, later.
Because you didn't let me do them
Yeah,
on my
later.
own time. Yeah, for sure.
And as I got older as a teenager, it got to the point where I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to, and then you said something, and now I don't want to. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, but at that time we didn't understand those things. We didn't. This wasn't. There's no word for what I had. There was nothing. You know what I mean? It was just a lazy kid, and it's like it's not. It's deeper than laziness because it's not laziness because I don't want to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's from what I know about myself. When I'm lazy, it's because I want to be lazy.
Mm-hmm.
I want to sit on the couch and do nothing else. And I'm comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
I could sit here and I'm comfortable with not doing anything. But when I'm defying, it's not comfortable. I look comfortable. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm staring at my phone. I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching TV. I'm playing a video game. And I look comfortable. I look lazy. But my brain is like, you're supposed to be doing something right now. You're supposed to be doing something. Look at you, you lazy piece of
Mm-hmm.
shit. Get up. What are you doing? Get up. Get up.
Why are you not doing this? We said that we were going to do this. Why are you going to let somebody else do it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And heaven forbid someone else start cleaning when
Mm-hmm.
I'm in that because I can't handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Because my body is like, get up and do it. They're doing it. And like I get up and I like pick up a few things and then my brain is like, sit down. Like, sit down. And I'm like, okay. And then my brain is like, get up. They're still moving. Get up. What are you
Why are you
doing?
sitting?
Why are you sitting? And I'm like, I don't know. And so there are times where
I don't
like,
know me.
and like just the other day I said it to you. There are times where it makes me mad that you're cleaning.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you just stop cleaning for a minute? I just need you to stop cleaning for just a minute. Like we can go back to cleaning
Yeah.
in like an hour.
Yeah.
I just need you to stop because I'm angry that you're cleaning and I don't want to.
Yeah. Do you, before we keep going, do you have any questions or thoughts for me or anything?
Well, what is that? Because I know you have it because I've seen you do it. Like, I've seen you, like, wake up and be like, I'm going to do the dishes today, and then not do them.
Yeah.
So I've seen it in you. How does that work in, like, what is going through your brain? Like, how does that work in your brain? Is it like a voice like it is in mine? Or is it just like a wall, like a block that you can't, like, you're done thinking about it?
I don't. Not necessarily. Not. It's definitely not a voice in the sense of how I have voices in my head all the time about what people are thinking. It's definitely not that at all. I think it's. I think it's more of um, like the stoppers in a mouse maze. It's like I'll wake up and be like, we're gonna do the dishes today, and I'll be motivated to do them, and I'm like, I'm gonna do them, and you know what? There are times I'm like, you know what? I'll even do them first thing, like before
Yeah.
I even do anything else. That way, it's out of the way, and I don't have to be like, I don't have time to do them. I'll do them first thing, and I'll wake up and I'll walk out and I'll look at the dishes, and my brain will go, "That's a lot of dishes. It's fine. We have time to do them because it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. We don't have anything to do today. We're fine." I'll go to the bathroom. I'll come back out and I'll see it again, and then I'll be like, "Well, I have all day." So, and it's not. And I think that thought is double. I think it's my brain avoiding the situation, but also my brain being overwhelmed by the situation at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
That
I get that too.
I don't initially get that overwhelmed feeling, but I feel like my brain doing that is doing it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like doing it to itself. Of like it's not telling me I'm overwhelmed, but it's giving me an excuse to not be overwhelmed. And so like I'll be like, yeah, you're right. I haven't spent time with you or the girls or Wyatt or whatever in a while. So yeah, you're right. We have all day to do it. So I'll just spend, and my brain runs on time blocks.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, I'll spend time with them until noon. And then at noon, I'll do the dishes. And so we'll do whatever. And it'll be fun, even if it's just us sitting here watching videos, whatever. We'll do that. Noon will come. And my brain, because I've already avoided for that long amount of time, my brain will give me all the reasons why I shouldn't do it at that moment.
Yep.
It's not that you shouldn't do it at all.
It'll give you 100 other tasks
It's
that
not,
you're supposed to be doing at this time.
It's not that you shouldn't do it at all. It's Wyatt looks tired, so you should take him.
Yep.
You should take him down for a
I
nap.
was literally gonna say that.
Or well, I know we just spent 4 hours just watching YouTube videos, but we haven't watched this movie that we said we were
kept
going to
saying
watch.
we were gonna watch.
So that's another.
Or we have these episodes of these
So
shows
that's
that we
another
still
2
haven't
hours
watched.
or whatever time block that is. That's another X amount of time. But we still have all night. We still have all day, so we can do that. So then I do I do those tasks, like taking him down for a nap or watching the movie or watching the show, or even like going to even, and that's the part that ends up frustrating me later, is that there are even things that are more effort. Like there are things that like even going to Walmart to do nothing, to walk around Walmart, or like to do stuff, and then like I'll get back and I'll be like, okay, I still have time, but we haven't eaten yet, so I'll eat and whatever.
We need to eat, yeah.
And then I'll sit here, and then so if my brain keeps giving me things in between there, and then I get to a point where my brain says it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Like even if it's not dark outside.
No, yeah. If it's nighttime,
like my brain goes
over.
like it's 4 o'clock
Yeah.
or like 5 or whatever. Then that day is gone. Then I can't do them. Yeah. I can't do it. That
Which
day
is so funny because I can stay up until 2 a.m. doing absolutely nothing, but I can't do anything.
Yep.
Once it's nighttime, the day is done. It's over. I can't do nothing else.
And I used to think that, and I tried to do this at the other house. There was a lot of things that were stopping me from doing anything.
Well, yeah, that house in general made things difficult to do.
I tried this when we first got together too. I always assumed because I've always been up at night, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just do it at night. But then, like, obviously, when you have kids, you can't do dishes specifically. You can't do dishes at night. They're loud. You can't. Nobody can, unless all of your.
You can do dishes at night. Me and Wyatt will sleep through it.
Yeah, but they won't. That's my point.
They don't sleep anyways.
It's not okay. That's not the real point. The point is my brain says you're going to be too loud.
Yep, I do the same thing.
Whereas like that would be the perfect time for me because like as you know, there are times that like I love being up at night. I like the freedom of especially if like you and Wyatt are asleep and it's just me. Like I love that. I love like sitting and watching things and laughing and like doing things. Like I love that amount of time, which would be the perfect time for me to do something like dishes because I do have motivation in those times. I have spent those times like editing videos. I do have my ambition goes up at night more than it does during the day.
Yeah,
but then my brain keeps telling me like, but everybody's asleep.
Yep.
So like you can't do other
See,
things.
and that's where I struggle, like especially with you working nights at any job you've had. I struggle with that because it's like I could be doing dishes right now. There's nothing happening. Why it's not here?
Mhm.
You're asleep. No one's bothering me. I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, oh, but I don't want to wake him.
Yeah.
I could be cleaning the living room, but when it comes to the sweeping part, I'm gonna wake him. And like sometimes I have to mentally tell myself it's fine, it needs to get done, and it does. And then sometimes it's enough of an excuse to just shut me down.
Yeah. And most of the time, to be honest, most of the time I don't even hear any of your cleaning. Literally the only, and I think this is why it like cements it in my brain about the dishes thing specifically, is because I know that I wake up at a lot of things, and I know that like I struggle like consistently staying asleep. But at any point that you've cleaned the house while I'm asleep, I do not hear anything unless you're doing the dishes.
Yeah.
And it's only when it's like actual dishes that like make like the plates and shit,
like a pan hitting another pan,
but that's it. But like the times where like even you've like rearranged
or
things,
glasses
or like
clinking.
or like rearrange things, or like move stuff, or like not one time has it woken me up. Well, like that I wasn't already awake for. Like obviously, like I've woken up by myself and like heard you move things, but like as far as like waking up because I've not once.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was staying home, I mean, there were times where I just like had to be like, no, it's fine. He has all day to sleep. If
Mhm.
he happens to wake up while I'm cleaning this thing, we're both just gonna have to deal with that because I have the motivation to do it right now. I'm gonna do it. And like, there's times where you've woken up to where I've had the door off the fucking hinges because I'm bringing
Yeah.
furniture in, or like,
Yeah.
or whatever. I'm rearranging the entire living room, or I'm taking a piece of furniture outside to paint it, or like,
Mhm.
and I don't know. That's just something I've had to, in my own head, be like, because I've always, I guess, ever since I was a teenager, there's always kind of been someone in my house that's worked nights. So
Mhm.
it's like I've always had a tiptoe around that.
Mhm.
Like Dan was on nights a lot of the time when I was a teenager, and my mom was sometimes too. So it was like I've had to learn to tiptoe around a night sleeper or a day sleeper and all that. And we were day sleepers together for a long
Yeah.
time. So it's like, but when you have kids and when you have a house and you have things you need to take care of and you're like living on a day schedule, you can't sacrifice those things or the house is just going to fall apart. Everything's
Mhm.
going to fall apart. And so it's like, yeah, some sacrifices are going to have to be made. And like, I feel like that's something that you might have to work on yourself if it comes down to it with the whole night thing. Like we're not gonna, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you wake us up doing dishes in the middle of the
Mhm.
night. Like, we have the ability to take a nap in the afternoon. We have the ability to,
Yeah.
it's not like my schedule is so tight that I can't nap. It's not like Wyatt's schedule is so tight that he can't nap, or the girls. And the girls don't hear anything that's happening down here ever. Like, so I mean that's not,
Well, I'm not saying it actually happened. I'm just saying like that's
I know that's what your
what.
brain says.
Yeah.
And I'm just like trying to like help by saying like it's okay.
But
Like,
it's mainly, and I feel like my brain does it on purpose to avoid. Like I said,
yeah,
it's not outright like
yeah,
we're not
it's
gonna. It's not
part of
like
the avoidance.
it's not like yours where it's
You're
like
just making
outright we're
excuses.
not going to do this.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like I said I feel like it's like the blockers for mouse traps.
Well, it's not
Like
like
it's
that for
just
me
like time,
either.
because my brain
I
works in
just know my
time
brain so
blocks.
well that I know that's what it's doing.
It's like nope, that's done now. Nope,
Yeah.
that's done now. You missed that block. That's done now. Like it gets to a point of like okay, now we don't have anything, so we'll start again tomorrow, and then like
Yeah. See, I think that's the difference. Is I've just been dealing with this for so long that it's not that my brain. It's not that I wake up in the morning and go, "We should do dishes," and then my brain goes, "We're not fucking doing that." It's I know that's what my brain is doing.
Yeah.
It's I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do dishes, and I'm like, oh well, maybe we should eat first and then go potty, and we should do this, and oh well, maybe we should do this, and by the time I get to that third thing, I'm like, you're telling me no. Like I just know my brain enough to where I'm like, we're not doing dishes today.
Yeah.
Like you just made 40 excuses to not do dishes right now. We're not doing them today.
It's only going to get worse the longer the day
Yeah,
goes.
like this isn't gonna happen today. Got it. Like either like in that point, I can at that point, sometimes I have the ability to be like, no, 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 no excuses. And I just turn music on my phone. And if I can get to that point of turning music on my phone, I can get through things.
Yeah.
But it's getting the music to turn on my phone that is the obstacle that I have to hop over. Because if I can't get that music turned on, it's not happening.
Any other questions for me?
I don't know.
Hmm?
I feel bad that you think that all the time. Like,
I think what?
well, because you said that you like have those thoughts like constantly, like
Yeah.
about me specifically, and it's like I feel bad that you have to go through that.
Well, it's not
Because
like
I know what it's like to live like that. Like I know what it's like to like obviously like I've lived it in multiple different ways, and not necessarily with people that were abusive. I've lived it with people that weren't. Um, and that sucks. I don't know. I don't know how to heal that for
I
you.
wasn't saying it to make you sad. I was just
No,
saying
I was just saying like
it's not. It's
I
not.
just feel bad for you, and I wish I knew how to heal that for you.
Well, it does. It does suck sometimes because I feel like, and that's a part of it too. And I know that that part is trauma related. I haven't really gone into depth or really. Yeah, I don't know. I know it affects things around me, not just like you, but other. Because, like I said, it's for everybody. It's not just you specific. It's constant for everybody
Yeah.
in my life. So I know that it does affect things, but I just kind of, I've just kind of accepted that it's like just a thing that happens. Like for me, like it's just it, but it's kind of like it's kind of like having music on all the time. Like you know what I mean? Like there are some songs that make you cry. There are some songs that make you happy. There are some, but the need for music to be on all the time is how constant it is. Like from the time I wake up, and like I said, there are even times that like because my dreams are so vivid, there are even times that they manifest in my dreams of like just affirming thoughts that I've had throughout the day or week or whatever or events. But it's just a constant like it is. I know I joked with you before, but it is like Charles Xavier. Like it's just a constant like when he like when he has like the thing on and he's like seeing like that constant. But it's things like that. And I know that it affects relationships around me. Like obviously it does affect if you weren't so understanding, if we didn't have the relationship we did, if we didn't have the communication that we did. I know that I've in past relationships, I know that that has affected it because there are times where I am
Well, it's even
insecure. There
affected
are
us because
times,
there are times where you start acting a certain way or start feeling a certain way, and I have to be like, hey, what is going on? What is wrong? And you're like, well, I just feel like you're doing this, or I just
yeah.
feel like you're treating me this way, and I'm like, what are we talking about right now? Like,
Well,
what is happening?
even in relationships that I've had that didn't have the communication that me and you have, I know that it's affected that because I also have the same thing of like, it's not just that those voices happen, it's that I there's also an aspect that I don't want them to be true. So even in the past where like my significant other has been like, "Hey, what's going on with you?" Like even in a caring way, I don't want to tell them because in my head I already know their response and I already know how they're going to take it and I already know what they're going to say back to me and I already know the response I have.
Which isn't true.
It's not true, but I've already done all of that.
You've already had the shower conversation.
Yeah, I've already done all of that. And also there's an aspect of like this might hurt their feelings and I don't want them to feel bad about it either.
Yeah.
And all of that together in one
Or this may
in
not
one
be
thing.
true and I may look silly to them.
Or yeah, or like I don't want or the aftermath of that thought of like even if they're understanding, I don't want them to think about this later, that it might be a thing later when I know that this is just a thought that I had in this moment. But
Yeah.
because I told them, I made it real to them. And now, anytime that
I don't want them to change their behaviors based off of a single thought I had in this moment that probably I'll never have again.
but now that I said it out loud to them, now they know that that thought is a possibility. So now, anytime that it comes close to what it just looked like now when I told them, they're
Yeah.
going to think that. And I know that that's not going to happen the next time.
But you also do it too because you're so overly critical. And that's something I've noticed
Yeah.
is that you're so overly critical of yourself that if I tell you something that is bothering me, you completely change it. And
Mhm.
it's like, no, 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 I don't want you to change that. I just don't want you to do it right now.
Well, and
Like,
that's
I want you to continue doing that behavior. I like it. Like, it's like if you came up and hugged me from behind and I was just feeling untouchable at that
Mhm.
moment. And it was like, hey, can you not hug me from behind, please? Like, you would completely change and stop hugging me from behind entirely. And it's like, no, 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 no. I love when you hug me from behind. Keep doing that.
but that's
Just not right now.
but but for me, it's me doing that, and like I said, the communication with me and you that doesn't happen very often. Like an extreme like that, I'll never do that thing, that action again. Like there are times where like I won't do it for like a day or a week or so, but like but also because of our communication, that really doesn't. Because when you notice I'm doing it, you're like, no, 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 that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
So like that's helpful for me in a sense because that brings me out of that of like, oh, okay, that's not what she meant. Because
Yeah.
just for that one statement, my brain comes up with 40 different reasons why you said that.
Yeah.
And that's why my fix to that is to just stop because it doesn't because I can't talking to you about what you actually meant by that to me is a conversation I don't want to have because I don't want any of the 41s to be right.
To be correct.
But if I just stop doing the action,
We don't ever have
I don't have to figure
we
out
don't
what
have to confront it.
I don't have to figure out which one you meant by that.
Yeah.
You said in that moment you don't want this. It doesn't matter why you didn't want this. You don't
Yeah.
want this, so I just won't do it.
Yeah.
Whereas like I said, with that you have helped a lot because of our communication and because of like
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's also I also have learned to say things in the moment too, where it's like, hey, I'm feeling touched out right now. I really do love you. Let me turn around and hug you, but can you not touch me for just a little bit? Instead of, oh, get off, please. You know what I mean? Like, whereas I see that with Emma a lot too, where like with her and her boyfriend, where she's feeling touched out, she's like, okay, get off me.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being like, hey, I'm feeling really touched out
Mm-hmm.
right now. Can we just take a minute and like not touch for like a minute?
And it also is like and that's why I said like the older and we haven't really talked me and you haven't really talked about this part of it very much. But like I know that like because of that and like I've had this forever. So like I said, it's kind of like just listening to music all the time. It's kind of just a part of like
Yeah.
how I go through life. There are things that my brain latches onto. There are things that like are just run like just go through, but it is a constant thing. But like even like Emma has done this before. Like even there are times that like because it's so constant that I think that we've had conversations that never happened.
Yeah.
And it's not that I forgot, it's that I already had those conversations. And so like I was saying, I know in past relationships I have been the person to make things happen because of that.
Yeah.
I have made arguments happen because I thought we already had a discussion or an argument for that matter, or you already said something that
Yeah.
never happened, that you didn't even think.
When really it was probably just like a movement or a flinch
Yep,
that your
for sure.
brain turned into a whole argument.
Yep.
That
you meant this and that I confronted you about it and you said this and this is why they said it and we already had this whole thing and that actually happened. So then 2 minutes later when you do that to me, when you're like, well, why do you seem upset or what's going on or whatever, now that makes me more angry or more confrontational.
You should know why I'm upset. You're such a girl.
we already talked about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that, and that's like
You're such a girl.
That's like a argumentative.
You should know why I'm mad.
Yeah, there are even times with you where like, not so much like that I had a bad dream and you should know why I'm angry at you today, but like there are even things with you that like do have that aspect to it of like, well, we've already talked about this. When we didn't really talk about it, I had said a comment while we were doing other things, expected you to hear it, and expected you to know. But not expect is a bad word. It already happened.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to explain that. It's not like I want you to read my mind.
Yeah.
It's that we already did this.
We already had this exchange.
Yeah, we already had this discussion.
Whereas sometimes it's not so much of me asking you why you're upset. It's more kind of me just asking you, why are you still upset?
Yeah.
Like it's not that I don't know what happened. It's me checking in and being like, it's me checking in and being like, is there something else you're upset about? Or are you still upset about that?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're still upset about that, why is it so deep? Like, why was that so deep to you?
Yeah.
I thought we already moved past this. I thought, like, you know what I mean? I thought we said what we had to say and I thought we moved on.
And there's a lot of things when it comes to that is, I'm sure that there's a lot of trauma behind that too, but there is a lot of things that are just pulled from other conversations and interactions that have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to explain. It's not in a sense of like, my ex-girlfriend did this, you do something similar, so that instantly makes me think of this. It makes me upset that you're doing it.
Yeah.
It's not so much that, it's combining a whole bunch of negative things and seeing it in a simple thing that you do. Of the anticipation and the thinking that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily like this person did this, you're mirroring some things like that, so obviously this is going to happen. It's a combination of like my aunt, my dad, my ex-girlfriend, my best friend's mom, bits and parts of things that they did pushed into one thing, made into my brain by a sigh. You know what I mean? And then because of that, because all of that cultivated into me noticing that you sighed a certain way.
Yeah.
Now all of the arguments I've ever had about me explaining how I feel and like trying to have conversations about like what I'm feeling and whatever, every single negative conversation I've ever had about my emotions is now happening all at once with you, and you're giving me back all of those things.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest part about I think that's
Dealing
the hardest
with me.
part. No, I think that's the hardest part about having such a good relationship with you, and I know that sounds weird, is that like it's hard navigating that. It's hard navigating being able to communicate because it's like you want to regress back into those
because it was simpler.
well, not only that, but it was just it's I don't think it was simpler. I think it's just easy because it's what you've always done. I think is for me personally, I've dealt with things the same way since I was a kid. So it's like I wasn't taught how to deal with things the way we deal with things. I wasn't shown that people can deal with things the way we deal with things. So like my first instinct in the fight or flight is to fight.
That's what I was saying. It's just
my first instinct when you sigh weird is to be like, what the fuck is wrong now?
Yeah.
Whereas like that's not how we communicate. So I have to think it. Like I have to it doesn't come naturally for me to be like, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Like and like I mean it does to a point. It does come naturally to say that because I've always said it like that to anybody I was with. But what they don't know is internally my brain is going, what the fuck is wrong with him now?
You're already grabbing your shield and sword off of the thing.
Whereas with you, I have to intentionally be like, we're caring right now. We're listening. We're not defending. We're not fighting. We're not, like, I want to know if he's okay.
It's the same thing
And
I do with what I just said about the voices and stuff. Like there are times that like even though I feel and am convinced and like my brain is telling me certain things, there are times that even if I'm outwardly showing that I'm reading into something that you did that that it's not a thing, there are times that I'm like, you have to accept whatever she's going to say.
Yeah.
Like I have to choose like if she says that she's fine, then you have to accept that she's
you have
fine.
to accept that yeah, and it's same for me.
Yeah.
If I ask you, are you okay? Because you huffed, and you say, oh, I just was breathing, or I just breathed. I have to accept that, and like that is hard because that hasn't been something I've ever accepted before. Even if that was the truth, I've never accepted it before. It's been like, well, I don't know why you have to breathe like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
or even the that I know that you jump on me for saying that in other contexts, but when you know that that's not true.
Yeah.
Like when they huff and you say what's wrong and they go nothing, I'm just
and
breathing.
it may be true. It may be true. Yeah. But in me, it's not true.
Yeah.
There's no way that's true.
Because that huff wouldn't.
He wouldn't huff like that if that was true.
He wouldn't breathe like that if it was.
And then now my whole day is off because I think you're mad at me about something.
Yep.
And you just won't tell me.
Yep.
And like that has been, but also I think it's important because I think it's important in the past relationships too because I think that they were never healthy enough to be in a place where we could believe them.
Yeah.
And so like I think a part of that is not only our faults but the relationship's fault as well. The relationship that we cultivated with that person's fault.
I say all the time that it isn't, and I've said this over time, like obviously those people that have known me or even people that watch the podcast earlier to now, like my thought process of past relationships is a lot different because I think that there are just people that it just doesn't work. And it's not either one of your guys' fault. You're just trying to make something work that isn't working.
Well, it's two unhealthy people.
It's not
trying to have a healthy relationship, which is not going to work.
Well, yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be like the abusive blowout.
Because no one's
like
acknowledging that they're not healthy.
Like obviously, people looking at it and be like, "Whoa, those two shouldn't be together." Like it doesn't have to be that extreme. It's just if two people aren't, in my opinion, if two people aren't really meant to be together long term, it's not going to work. You're always going to be like off. So like even relationships that have good communication, if you guys aren't supposed to be together, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be a a misdirect or misunderstanding or something.
Yeah.
And it's not either one of your guys' fault necessarily. It's not like, well, they did this, so that's why we were shitty in this relationship. Well, and I think looking inward is also a good part of that. That it's not always the other person, because
Yeah.
like I said, even with my thing, like I know there's a lot of trauma and a lot of things that I put on that relationship because of that. And I know that now. I know that being out of it and looking back on things and looking back on situations, but like when I was in that, you couldn't tell me that I was influencing any of this in any way. I was the one that was thinking it out and really diving into it and really like trying to like
Yeah.
be the healthy person. But like looking back on
That's how
it,
my ex relationship felt too, and it was like, but anytime the the one help we did seek, the answer I kept getting was that I need to stop playing victim, and it's like, okay, but I am the victim.
yeah,
Like
there's
I
just
don't understand, and it's like they didn't understand how to communicate that to me,
Mhm.
and that's their fault, and they shouldn't be therapying
yeah,
people if they can't communicate that.
I agree.
Um, because if it was communicated to me correctly, of like, yes, you are the victim, you are having things happen to you, but um, you're also creating some of this
Mhm.
yourself. Not all of it.
By you needing the satisfaction or acknowledgement that something's being done
The
to you.
validation.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I would say that like you said, like communication between that is a lot easier and accepting that is a lot easier when you don't have, and I'm not saying that we've been perfect in it all the time because it hasn't happened, but like at least for me, like going through that all the time and always having like a constant narrative of like every little thing being dissected by somebody else all the time. It's easier to accept when I think you're upset and you say you're not, when you also take the time to reaffirm it
Yeah.
also. Like it's not just a conversation of like, well, I'm not upset, so get the fuck over it. Like there you for example, there are times where like you have said that and then you'll hold my hand and then you'll ask me if I want to watch this video with you and you'll be like, "Hey, what do you want for dinner?" And like there are like little affirming things in that throughout, even if I still feel like you're upset not telling me.
Yeah.
There are things that you do throughout that still affirm of like, okay, she's not mad or
But even those
like
things
things
are
effort.
deliberate.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
take everything
Mhm.
takes effort. But one of the things that I find make it easier though is like I do think of like my past relationships. I do think of how I treated some people certain
Mhm.
ways. And I'm like, okay, when I was upset with someone and told them I'm fine,
Mhm.
what was my body language? How did I act? I always turned my knees away from them in the car and looked out the car window. I always did this. I
Mhm.
always did that. And so it's like I deliberately do the opposite to show you
Mhm.
like I choose to do the opposite of those actions. Like not just sit there and do the same because I'm not looking out the window, so I'm not mad at you. It's okay, but he needs to be affirmed.
Mhm.
And me looking forward isn't affirming,
Mhm.
it's neutral. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like instead of being neutral, I need to be active. And it's like, what's the opposite of looking out the window? Okay, turn your knees towards him and hold his hand, or rub his back, or like show some sort of like physical affection
Mhm.
because that's your thing, that's your language of like, I'm here.
Mhm.
Like,
I have. We gotta stop. But I do have a question for you, and I would like you to be honest.
Uh-oh.
Is it hard? Is it hard to deal with me? if that,
I would say no in general.
like,
I
all
mean,
encompassing, I guess.
no.
Parts of that
It's not hard to deal with you. I think it's easy because I love you.
difficult,
I
not
think
hard necessarily.
no. I don't think so. I think there are times where you are being difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that it's difficult to deal with you, it's just you are being difficult. And I'm like, okay, hey,
I'm intentionally,
like,
putting my foot on the door.
yeah, and I'm trying to, like, and that's hard
I'm
for
trying to use my skills,
yeah,
but you're not letting
but
me.
also the part of me that's like, fuck you,
Yeah.
is wanting to very much be like, fuck you. And it's hard in those times. And I wouldn't say hard as in like you're hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with my emotions when you're being difficult. And it's hard to push past those and be like, hey, I know you feel some kind of way. That's not what's happening. I don't know how to affirm that for you right now,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not what's happening. I don't feel that way. That's not, And sometimes you do get so in your head that, like, it does take you like a day
Mm-hmm.
to, like, come back around. And I see that, but it's not so much that I'm like, okay, whatever, he'll deal with it. It's more like for my own personal being, I can't keep affirming. I can't keep, like, I can hold your hand, but I can't, like, keep telling you all day long, I love you, I'm here, I love you, I'm here. Like, for my own mental health, because eventually I'm going to be like, fuck you, stop. Like, because you know what I mean? Like, that's who I am. That's how I grew up. I grew up to be offensive. Like, I am constantly on the offense because it's easier to be on the offense than be on the defense. So when I feel those difficult moments with you, obviously inside me internally, I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna go find something else to do. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna, like, but it's like, so a part of me needs that a little bit. A part of me needs to stare at my phone for a little bit because I need to
work through
have that defiance a little bit, but also work through it. But also hold my hand out and be like, I'm still here. I swear. I love you. Like, and it's not that I'm tired of you. It's not that I'm annoyed of you. It's not that I don't want to show you that I care. It's more like my own brain is just, like, annoyed with itself in having to fight to do the right thing. And I'm like, I don't want to spend all day having to choose the right words and choose the right actions. Like, and so in those moments, yeah, it's hard, but it's not hard because of you. It's hard because of us. It's hard because of me. It's hard. So, no, in general, no, you're not hard. You're not difficult. And I think knowing these things about you makes it even easier. And I think that's what's important. I think our communication makes everything easier because we know these things about each other.
To be fair, I wasn't really
To be
asking.
fair.
I wasn't really asking as a, like, make me feel better
No.
type of thing. I was just I was asking in the sense of, like, I understand that, like, I am fully aware and understand of, like, the things mentally that I go through affect and make it difficult in senses, not only for everybody around me, but, like, in past relationships, especially. And so that's why I asked, is, like, because I understand that it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me in a sense too. I was just asking if it. That's why I was asking. I wasn't.
Yeah. Well, I think anything is frustrating to a point, but like I said, I think when you're I think when your communication's good and you're open with each other, I think it makes it easier
to do those things.
To be okay to be frustrated sometimes.
Yeah.
Too. Like, there's also, like, this air that, like, we understand that it's okay to be frustrated with each other sometimes. Like, it's okay. Like, we are humans. We are going to be frustrated. We live with each other. We spend 24 hours with each other. There are times where we're going to annoy each other. There are times where we're not going to like the behaviors the other one is displaying. And that is okay too.
Yeah.
And that doesn't take away from how much I love or care about you. It doesn't take away from the fact that you love or care about me. Like, it doesn't change the relationship in any way. So,
yeah. Thanks for talking. Yeah, good one. This is a good one. This is a good guy. Good one. I love you.
I love you.
Can have a balloon.
Oh, thanks. I found it. I walked in knee-deep snow for this.
Knee-deep snow?
Yeah, because it was bobbing around in our yard.
Just bobbing around.
Beans and cornbread.
Boop,
You turn it
boop.
off already?
No.
Oh, beans and cornbread. Boop, boop. Beans and cornbread. Boop, boop.